So in this situation, it's not you.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's say there were white people who said, yeah, I'd rather cross paths with a random bear than a black person.
Are they women?
You don't know.
Well, if they were women, then yeah. If they were men, then I'd be like,
It's
why?
a random black person, so it could be a man or a woman. But the reason has nothing to do with the gender. The reason has to do with the race.
Well, that's racist.
So if you pick bear, does that make you sexist?
No.
Would you rather cross paths with a random man or a random bear on the hike, starting with you?
I put a bear.
What about you?
I
Around the
forgot.
table?
What did I put?
You put a man.
Oh,
Yeah.
the man.
What about you, Kylie?
Man.
She doesn't, you also wrote you don't know how to handle a bear. So,
Sorry, what was the question?
would you rather cross paths with a random man? Guys, don't be mad at me when the show goes late because y'all just aren't paying attention and I'm having to repeat stuff and et cetera, et cetera. Would you rather cross paths with a random man or a random bear on the hike?
A random bear.
Okay, what about you?
Bear.
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 Wow.
Man.
It's been a while since we've had a panel. Typically, most people say man, but it's been a while since we've really engaged on it. So going around the table, those of you who picked bear, which was every one of you except I believe
Yeah, I said
you, Kylie, and you. Why do you pick bear? And why don't you pick man?
I feel like I'd be able to either run or fight back.
Bears are
a
faster
bear
than humans,
easier.
but okay.
Yeah, but like,
Also, bears are stronger than
okay.
humans.
Here's my thing: is
Fight
like,
back against a bear or
like
running.
I feel like I've been like more traumatized by men than like by bears. I feel like my trauma response would probably outweigh my ability to fight a
Same.
man.
But how many bears have you encountered in your whole life?
So have you ever been to Yosemite? Because there be bears
Sure.
out there. There be bears out there.
How many bears have you encountered?
I've encountered bears. I can't.
Have you encountered as many bears as you've encountered men?
I've had better experiences with the bears, so I
But-
don't know. I feel like just like in terms of realistically, when I was thinking about it, like if I saw a man come up to me in the middle of the forest when I'm on a hike,
It's
I would
it's just a
probably,
hike.
I'd be a lot scared, like more scared.
More scared.
Yeah, if a random man just came out of the woods on a hike, then like a bear,
Have
I'd
you-
expect the bear to be there.
Have you ever like walked past a man and there's, I don't know, maybe it was just the street, maybe you're at the beach, maybe you were on a hike, I don't know what you do, and nothing happened? Has that happened to you ever?
I mean, like, well, duh, like in the scheme of like life.
Right. Okay. So if we just replaced all the men you've encountered with, like, you're alive today, right?
Yeah. With bears?
If we just replaced all the men you've ever encountered with bears, do you
Then
think
maybe
you'd
I'd
be,
rather
like,
see
alive?
a man. Well, I mean, probably not. There's either I wouldn't be alive or I'd be very skilled at handling bears.
Why do you pick bear?
I've been to Yosemite and they just like taught me to just be like scream at the bear. And if I don't know. I think
Okay.
like with the men I've encountered.
So men are more dangerous than bears, is what you're saying.
No, but I just prefer the bear.
You
It's
prefer the
like-
bear? Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you pick bear?
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I just like bears more compared to men. So, and honestly, men have done worse things than I feel like bears.
Okay. What about you?
That's funny. It's true. Men probably are destroying the world more than bears.
I
but
agree.
Also, on top
Wait,
of that,
hold on.
I'm like
Women-
a Disney princess, so I
Using
probably
your own logic,
Wait.
women are no. You don't tell me to. I tell you to show. Women, by this logic, are destroying the world more than bears are too.
Yeah,
that's
true.
your match-
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. That's true.
It
I
has
can't say
to be
no.
true.
I can't say no. I can't say no. But also, I'm like a Disney princess, so I'd probably
Women's
I'll become
rampant-
friends
hold
with the
on.
bear like Mowgli.
Women's rampant consumerism is way more responsible for
Hey.
like environmental damage and global warming than men.
But I'm
anyways,
like a Disney
why
princess,
do you
and I
pick
would
bear?
befriend the bear. I'd probably like somehow
You
connect
bef-
with it, and
oh,
we,
that's-
I'd be like
We're
Mowgli.
getting some fucking
And that's
room
actually my
temp
dog's
IQ
name,
takes
Mowgli.
tonight. Why do you
Yeah.
pick the bear?
I picked the bear because I've just had traumatic experience with men, and I would just rather be with a bear.
Okay. By the way, Felicity, did we go finish the height thing? Yes. Everybody, you said 6'2", right?
Yeah.
Bare minimum height for a guy? Okay. Damn, we got some interesting panelists today. All right, so this
Go
whole
into
bear
it,
thing-
Brian. I'm trying to know something.
This whole bear thing is interesting to me.
Wait,
Don't engage. Don't engage. So, anyways, I guess my confusion here with the bear is, I don't know. Don't you think it's a bit discriminatory or sexist towards men to rather come across a wild, like apex predator
Oh, well.
over a man? Oh well.
Oh, well.
Cool. Let's switch it then. What if? Would you guys be fine if this question was asked the following way? Would you rather cross paths with a random black person or a random bear? Would you guys be okay with somebody saying, I pick the bear over a black person? Would you be okay with that?
if it was a man, I'd be fine.
You don't know.
I don't know.
No,
What do you mean?
so in this situation, it's not you.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's say there were white people who said, yeah, I'd rather cross paths with a random bear than a black person.
Are they women?
You don't know.
Well, if they were women, then yeah. If they were men, then I'd be like,
It's
why?
a random black person, so it could be a man or a woman. But the reason has nothing to do with the gender. The reason has to do with the race.
Well, that's racist.
So if you pick bear, does that make you sexist?
No.
So, but if it makes you a racist to pick a bear over a black person, why would it not make you a sexist to pick man or pick bear over man?
Because a man can do, like, I feel like as a woman, I'm speaking from like a woman's perspective. In that case, in that scenario, like they're just choosing it because of race. That's racist.
But you're also choosing to pick the bear over a man because it's a man.
I'm choosing a bear over the man because a man can do more things to me than a bear would.
Yeah.
People are choosing
A black person
bear over a black person.
Right, so a black person could do more things to you than a bear could.
Yeah, a black
Whether it's
man.
whether it's a man or a woman.
No, a black. Okay, that's not a black man. Yeah, black woman. No.
Right, but what you're failing to understand here is the person who picks the bear over the black person does so because of their race.
Yeah,
So what's wrong with that?
because that's racist.
Right, so then
Okay.
by extension of your logic, it must be sexist to pick the bear over a man
No.
because you're generalizing. You're
I mean, what
attributing-
do? Okay, but
So very small proportion. I get that each of you have had individual experiences that were bad with men or whatever, but you do realize like criminality is really small proportion of the population, even of men. So you're basically doing that which you object to if it was done with race, but you're doing
yeah,
it to men.
but 99% of men have. No, not 99% of men. Rape cases have been. Rape has happened because of men, and the statistics are 99% like men over women.
Okay, well, a couple things here. So,
So
even
that's
if that was
one-
true,
It is 99% of men.
Yeah, no, it's not
No.
99% of men. It would be of the people that do commit this crime, it's this proportion of
yeah,
men.
99%.
But that's still a very small.
then,
That's
yeah.
a very small proportion. Will you accept this then? If there's greater criminality amongst illegal immigrants, would you accept this as a fair argument for being against illegal immigration?
I am against illegal immigration. What do you mean?
Okay, so then I'll give you a different example then. Oh boy.
Like for
So okay, really
the
quick
most-
on
yeah,
the
for the
rape
most
thing.
part.
So first off, very, very like I think it's less than 1% of men would ever commit this crime. You can look at crime statistics that will back this up. Additionally, this is a very convenient feminist statistic. If the definition makes it impossible for the woman to commit the crime, then of course, by definition, if only men can commit the crime, which is the case in a lot of the way that the legally and for criminal justice purposes, the definition makes it impossible for women to commit the crime, wouldn't it make sense then that, 99% of people who rape are men?
It's not impossible for women to rape men.
Women,
Like,
hold on.
what?
But if you look at jurisdictional definitions of the crime of rape, it literally is impossible for women to. Women can commit other forms of sexual assault.
Women
but they,
can still rape. Like,
well,
what do you?
Hold on, but when we're looking at crime statistics, we're talking about the legal definition of the crime. So there could be like a understanding of the term rape that is more like a cultural or social understanding of this term, where somebody like sexually assaults a person. But if the legal definition precludes women from being convicted of the crime of rape, then yes, the statistics would reflect that, yeah, a greater proportion of men are rapists because women cannot meet the definition of rape.
Bro, okay.
So I'll try to explain it.
Because
if the
it's
definition,
not,
hold on, if the definition of rape means that there needs to be a penetrative act, you need to penetrate the other person's body. For example, a woman who like forced herself upon a man and she made him penetrate her, that wouldn't be constituted as rape.
So are you saying, let's say for
under
instance,
the legal definition?
I'm talking about rape overall. We're not like
Well,
legal
hold on.
definition.
But if the statistics about 99%,
it wasn't okay.
It is the statistics. The statistics are looking at the legal definition. And if you've met the criteria for being culpable under criminal law,
Yeah, they should change that.
women can be guilty of other forms of sexual assault that people might consider to be rape, but in the statistics you're citing to, many jurisdictions do not consider women capable definitionally of raping a man. I know you disagree with that, but it's true by law.
Yeah, but the statistics are like way too high for that. Are you like, what are you? It's 99%. So are you saying the statistics are wrong because of
I'm saying that feminists like to cherry pick statistics and they're misleading about the definitions as it relates to the crimes committed.
Okay, what is
Or we
this?
just weren't informed.
Because
I didn't know that. That's good.
If
I
it was
also
the
didn't know
case,
that
hold
too.
on.
Yeah.
If it was the case that there was a
I didn't know
certain
that was
criminal act and we gave that criminal sexual assault a specific term, I don't know, we'll call it muck duck or something, but only women could commit muck duck, then yeah, it would make sense for me to be able to say, well, 99% of women or 99% of muck ducks are committed by women. Well, if the definition itself only basically allows women to commit the crime, then yeah, that would kind of pan out.
Okay, can you please justify how, to the previous conversation with the bear and the man, can you please justify how, let's say a group of people would choose the bear over the black man?
Justify what?
Justify, like, how is that not racist?
Oh, I think it's racist.
Yeah.
I think it's racist, but you have a sort of double standard that you're applying here.
It's not the same thing at all.
It is the same
and you know
thing.
it's not, Brian. Come on.
Well, hold on. So here, I'll paint it this way then. So a lot of women will say they pick the bear. Why do they pick the bear? Well, they had a personal negative experience with a man or multiple men. And then they also hear stories, perhaps on the internet or in news reports, that men are more likely to commit certain assaults or violent acts or whatever it is. And so why couldn't that same justification be used as it relates to race? So for example, let's say a white person has been victimized by a black person. Why would it, under your law, I would still think it's racist, because you can't paint with a broad, you can't just say like, this entire group, I'm going to judge this entire group because I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bad experiences with members of that entire group. So what would stop a white person from saying, yes, I was victimized once, twice, 3 times by a black person, and I see all these people online who also have been victimized, white people who have been victimized by black people, and that is now my justification for my racist beliefs.
But what percentage of crimes are made by black people that would have them?
Well, are you sure you want to go down this road?
Yeah.
So if I could present to you crime statistics that indicate that black people are more likely to be likely to be overrepresented in certain violent crime statistics, or for example, the fact that black on white crime is orders of magnitude greater than the reverse. So black people are much more likely to assault, to rob, and to murder white people than the reverse.
Okay, but that's not what I was continuing. I'm saying what percentage.
But even saying that, I don't think white people should be racist towards black people.
Yeah,
Even
I
if the
agree.
statistics seem to indicate that black people are way more
But,
likely
like-
to assault or murder white people than the reverse.
But like 99%. What's the percentage of crimes made by men overall compared to black men in specific that would have the white group react that way towards a black man? You know, I feel like it's justified for me to choose the bear over the man because most assault crimes have been made by men. So I feel that's-
Discrimination is still discrimination. It doesn't matter what religion, sex, what
I mean,
you are.
if it's for my safety, like it's not the same.
It's
thing.
not about your
That's-
safety at the end of
but
the day. It's about
It
you
quite literally is
making judgments
It
based
quite
off one or
literally
two bad
is. I
experiences.
mean, what's the percentage of murders that are men?
Do
like-
you know? Why are you asking these questions?
Because I don't know. I wanna
Exactly.
ask.
Then why are you
But
asking
I'm
if you
assuming
don't
it's a
even
high
know?
percentage.
It's not.
very high of
Of murders in
of
general?
Murders? Yeah.
No,
Are
it's actually
mostly
really
made by-
low.
like
Like of overall murders.
Wait,
men over women.
What we need to look up is how many
Come on.
how many people have been killed by bear attacks or men attacks
So
in the
here's the
forest.
thing: is that
what we
most
should-
murders actually happen
Sorry, she's
between
talking. What are you
married
saying?
couples.
I just, I'm
So-
thinking about it logistically in the sense
I
of like
am.
a bear. Like I don't know. I'd rather take my chances getting
Yeah.
shredded up by a bear and like killed and left for dead
being with a random
than
man.
like being
Yeah.
assaulted or something like that, like sexually.
And that
again.
also like
and that goes for
yeah.
anyone like in the middle of the woods. Like I'd be freaked out if I was like
So you're
hiking
calling
and someone just
like,
came
and
out.
that follows you forever. Like the bear.
I guess
you know.
that's yeah, really all it is for
Yeah.
me is just like I would rather die, yeah, right, like get like shredded up by a
Exactly.
bear and like mauled than like left with like more trauma or like be like yeah.
How
I
are
guess.
men
survive.
bigger predators than apex predators? Bears. Like because of your
they're
one or two
destroying
bad
the world
experience.
more.
Well, because
Because
they
they're
don't
destroying
like,
the world more than bears.
likelihood of a man assaulting me comparatively to like a bear.
The likelihood of a hungry bear eating you is really high.
yeah,
but
that's, well, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, if it's a
I would
hungry
rather
bear and a
take
very
my
sexual man,
I agree.
we need to look at
We're gonna
that
let this
too.
come through.
George donated $100.
So they say it's
If I were asked about the bear or man scenario, but it was a woman instead of a man, I would choose the woman because I could ditch her in the woods and avoid a false allegation and jail time.
Get it, pasty.
That's funny. That's a good response.
you catch instead.
Damn, peace.
Kidnapping charge.
Or he could do that, run away like a sassy man.
In the example, though, where a white person picks a bear over a black person, I think many people in society would recognize that as a sign of racism. But it seems like it's somewhat acceptable for women to express this sort of generalized, broad fear, hatred, sexism, bigotry towards men because of negative past experiences. We wouldn't, by this logic, then you would have to accept that it's reasonable for someone to be racist if they themselves had bad experiences, like a white person had bad experiences with a black person. You would have to justify their racism under your logic. So if we, like, for example, if a white person has had a bad experience with a black person, I would be against them being like, them saying, oh, well, my racism is okay because I had a bad experience. If we reject racism based on individual experiences, we should also reject sexism based on individual experiences.
Yeah, but I have no individual experiences like that. I'm going based off of statistics. Like I said, 99%.
But when you do that, you open the door to genuine racists who can cite to crime statistics that indicate that black people are overrepresented in crime.
I
don't think
just
that
don't
should-
see it as equivalent at all.
I mean, it's literally the same.
No, it's not.
It's absolutely the same.
No.
It's discrimination. Discrimination is discrimination. Look at the definition. It's judging somebody based off of their appearance, sex, race, or religious orientation, etc.
Okay, but me personally, I'm just saying I would choose the bear over the man.
Your
I mean,
personal
you
opinion
can-
is sexist.
Okay. That's your opinion.
Look, the bear thing, I think women they greatly underestimate the risk profile of an encounter with a random bear and greatly overestimate the risk profile of an encounter with a random man. But we're going to move on from that. Any disagreements? Let's see.